just had the New Hampshire primary. What are your thoughts overall on the direction of the race for president in 2020?
Well, if you look at the numbers in New Hampshire, it was a turnout that was larger than they've had in a long, long time, which shows that there's a lot of energy and enthusiasm from the Democrats for people to vote. That's why, obviously, it was a splintered vote. It was a split vote. I don't think anybody was surprised that Bernie Sanders won. It's his neighboring state. I think people were surprised that Elizabeth Warren didn't do better, that Klobuchar is moving up. And but now, you know, now that Iowa and New Hampshire are finished, now we go to more diverse states like South Carolina, where there's a large number of African American votes, people of color. Nevada, same. 40% of the voters in Nevada are Hispanic. That hasn't been the case in Iowa or New Hampshire. I think those two states probably represent the Democratic Party and maybe will represent, depending on who gets the plurality of votes, will represent kind of what the direction of the party will be as they get into Super Tuesday.
When you would, I think, saying that you support Joe Biden, you correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's right.
With the economy doing, why not support President Trump, since your background has been a congressman in the Republican Party? With the economy doing well, a lot of things seemingly going well, why do you not support the leader of the party that you were?
Yeah, look, and I've been in, I served in public service and politics 35 years. I first voted for Richard Nixon. That was the first time I voted, had the privilege of voting. And I have met every president since Nixon. I've met Nixon. I have met every president since then. I've not met President Trump. Every one of these men have distinguished the office except for President Nixon, because he resigned from office. But they distinguished the office by their service and the way they conducted themselves. I don't feel that way about President Trump. He's not my kind of politician. The way he disparages people of color, the way he disparaged Senator McCain, who was a friend of mine, even after he passed, the way that he treats people, he doesn't distinguish himself for the office that he holds in any way, shape, or form. And so I served in the Obama administration first term, 4.5 years. I worked very closely with Joe Biden on transportation issues, on infrastructure issues, on the stimulus bill. I respect him very much. As soon as he announced, I sent him a check. And so I think of the Democrats, he's one that I know and one that I believe has the experience and will surround himself with good people, bring the country together, raise our standing in the world, which I think has been diminished. And so I still have my fingers crossed that he's going to do well.
Two quick questions. One, if Biden did not do well in Iowa, and that was a fiasco, and came in 5th and or 6th, I guess, in New Hampshire, does he have to win South Carolina to stay a viable candidate in your estimation?
I think he has to win South Carolina and Nevada, both very states with very diverse voters. I think he has to show that he can really bring the Democratic Party together. That would be a strong signal.
If he fails, do you have a secondary candidate?
Well, I'm counting on him doing well.
Let me ask you this too. We just came, as everyone knows, just came out of an impeachment. People may forget that you were in the chair during the Clinton impeachment. How closely did you follow this impeachment? And a lot of people in the Republican Party said this was a sham, the way it was run. Democrats are saying we should have had you know the issues, the witnesses
Right.
in the Senate. What are your thoughts?
You know, my feeling was that it was kind of a waste of time and energy because he was never going to be convicted in the Senate. That was clear. There was no way they were going to get to 67 votes in the Senate. And all the time and energy that they put into this, we don't have an immigration system that works. We have a broken immigration system. America's one big pothole. We need a transportation and infrastructure bill. We have a fiscal mess in Washington, D.C. These three major issues no one in Washington is paying attention to because they devoted all their time to impeachment. And to me, it was a waste of time.
We had the Democrats control the Senate during the Clinton thing. The Republicans had
Yeah.
the House. One might say it was the same thing. Did you feel the same way then or not?
The articles of impeachment against President Clinton, I voted for because I think they rose to the level of high crimes.
Can I ask what your message to the dinner is going to be?
Yeah, you know, the Abraham Lincoln Association invited me to speak, and I told the chair that what I'd like to talk about is my vision for the new board that's been appointed, and my vision for where we should take the library and museum, and my vision for our ability to really put in place the most qualified executive director that we can find. Our two major goals right now, Bernie, number one, to find the most professional executive director we can find. We need that. Like a lot of people in Springfield and a lot of Lincoln scholars, people are really disappointed that there have been 4 executive directors. And so we're going to try and change that. Number 2, we're going to work as closely with the foundation as we possibly can to help them raise money that will only endure itself to having that money spent on programs for the library and museum. I bet I've had 1 or 2 conversations every week since I was appointed with Ray McCaskey, the chair of the foundation. I went to their meeting in December and spoke. He came to our first meeting and spoke. We need to have a good collaboration and cooperation between the library, our board, and the foundation board. And so those are our 2 major goals right now, and that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. I want the library to really represent the essence of Lincoln. And really the thing that when I think about Lincoln, I think about his ability to bring the country together. He ended the Civil War, the Emancipation Proclamation, and I think our goal should be to bring not only the Springfield community, the Illinois community, around the idea that we're going to take the library and museum to a different level, a higher level, a level that really reflects the essence of Lincoln.
Is McCaskey part of the Chicago Bears family?
No, he's not. No, he's the former CEO of Blue Cross Blue Shield, now retired. Yes, ma'am.
What's the plan to pay back the money that's still from the loan?
Well, the library and museum doesn't hold the loan. That's held by the foundation. They're a separate organization. They've renewed their loan for 3 years. Just been renewed.
So with the current financial and leadership challenges, do you think Abraham Lincoln will be proud of the museum that's his namesake?
I think our goal will be to take the museum, the library and museum, to a higher level and really represent the idea that we're going to bring people together around the idea that we want to capture the real essence of Lincoln.
Just in national affairs, we've got Roger Stone and Bill Maher getting in there saying we should lower what was done. The president is calling FBI agents bad names.
Yeah.
And Sondland was fired and Vindman was fired. Your thoughts, are you seeing retribution? The president denies it as far as the Roger Stone thing.
You know, Bernie, I agree with my son when he says I'm not in the arena. I'm going to leave that to others who are in the arena, others that are in Congress to But I am going to participate in this election. I want to see somebody different in the White House, and I'm going to do all that I can to see if we can do better in the White House.
Does that mean that you will be campaign for or help, at least with money, whoever the Democratic nominee becomes?
I don't know about that part. We'll see how that plays out. I've got my fingers crossed for Biden, and I'm hoping he'll prevail. I'm hoping he'll be the nominee, and I'll do all I can for him.
Are you pulling for the Republicans to retake the House?
Absolutely. I'd love to. When I was in Congress, 14 years, 12 of those years in the majority. It's the best place to be.
Do you know
Being in the...
McCarthy?
Of course.
What kind of a speaker do you imagine he would make?
I think he'd be a very good speaker, a very strong speaker. Absolutely.
Can I go back just for a minute on the Lincoln thing? Apparently, and I say apparently because I'm not necessarily up to speed, maybe I missed something. Apparently the House, or the hat that they paid the $6 million for is not Lincoln's. Should the foundation ask Louise Taper to...
No, what we're going to do, what Ray McCaskey, the chairman of the foundation board, and I agreed to do, is appoint a committee. He's going to appoint 3 of his members. I'm going to appoint 3 of our members. I'm going to do that. We're going to do that a week from today. We have a meeting a week from today, and so does the foundation. A committee will be put in place to seek out experts to give us a definitive answer. Is this Lincoln's hat? Is it not Lincoln's hat? So we can have a definite answer and move forward.
What's the game plan if it's not his hat?
We're going to move forward and figure out if it is. I'll let you know the game plan when we figure it out.
Is there any movement on the hiring of an executive director?
We're going to select a search committee at our meeting a week from today.
Is that a committee among yourselves, or do you like a search firm? Or just a
No, we're going to select a search firm. But the whole committee will be the selection committee. We're going to vote to hire a search firm a week from today, and then our whole committee will be active with that search firm as they bring candidates for us to interview.
Are you able to say the name of the firm yet? Or?
No, we're still receiving proposals.
Would the governor sign off on the executive director? Or
The governor we will recommend someone, and the governor will definitely meet that person.
The current funding, as I understand it, the foundation gets money from the bookstore, and when there's receptions at the library,
Right.
the foundation gets it. Should that remain that way, or should...
McCaskey and I have talked about that, and, that's... We'll figure that out. I mean, it's a system that seems to have worked, and, to be honest, I don't even know enough about it to know what receipts they get. But he and I have talked about that.
Have you had a chance to look at the budget, and does the library have sufficient resources, given the revenues coming in now? I mean, everyone wants more.
Right.
But do you have sufficient revenues at this time for the operations, or do you need to find some ways?
Well, the governor's budget will come out here very soon. I think he has a budget message coming up. And the library staff told me today that they felt the budget that the governor had presented for them is going to, they're going to be fine. So we're going to look at that budget on a week from today at our meeting, and I assume everything will be fine. I think the answer is we have the resources.
One thing I would just, as Transportation Secretary now, and the President wants, the number I heard, wants to spend $2 trillion on transportation. He proposed that to Democratic leadership some time ago, and nothing obviously has been done as yet. But now that we're post-impeachment, knowing what you know, give us an assessment, I mean, obviously not, you could probably talk for an hour on it, but how desperate are we, infrastructure-wise, relative to transportation issues, to upgrade our facilities?
Well, there's 60,000 structurally deficient bridges in America today. So that's billions of dollars right there. The interstate system is crumbling. We need to fix up our interstate system. The only good thing that's happened is 35-plus states have passed their own increase in the gas tax, like Illinois did, 19 cents a gallon, and are not waiting for the federal government. So some of these things are starting, but you got to have the leadership at the federal level. That leadership has never been there from Trump, ever. He talks a good game, and then nothing happens. Congress is ready to take action. They're looking for leadership from the White House.
Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. And while you're at it, please leave us a comment. Thank you for watching.